You just have to know where to place people in your life. And if you feel like everybody that's in your front row, that's on your front row, are constantly withdrawing and not making deposits, then they probably shouldn't be on your front row.
Absolutely
because
not.
it's actually draining you. So we want to make sure that we're actually properly positioning people. So when you have people properly positioned, then you can be better together.
Everybody,
what's up?
We're back, guys. Hope y'all been having an amazing week.
Yes,
I know I have.
So it's been an awesome week, actually, and we are so glad to be back with you guys. I hope you guys are ready for a phenomenal run of some great content. So today we're going to be talking about being better together.
Being better together. I know we talked about it briefly, but we want y'all to understand the power of agreement on today. Ain't that right, sis?
Yes. So welcome back to the best podcast, literally, right? Building Essential Sister Truths.
And how important is it to tell the truth to your sister? Sis, your hair don't look good.
Oh.
Sis, your feet really don't smell well.
Wow.
Sis, you really killing it.
Okay.
Sis, you really the bomb, and you look so good today.
Thanks, Mom.
See? Building essential sister truth. Tell the truth to your sister, no matter if it hurts or even just to make her feel good. Sometimes you just need to lift sister up. Sis need to pick me up. Sis needed to pick me up today.
Come on, pick me up.
I needed to pick me up. My morning started so crazy. It was like all these people calling me from so many different numbers. Like, I need to collect this. I need to collect this. And I'm like, listen, give me a break. I'm sold out on these bills. It's good. I'm good. Like, just shut the whole thing down. Like, don't even, no more collections, please. I'm done.
Fix it, Lord.
Only thing you need to collect it from me is my church offering, my tithes. Okay?
She's funny, guys.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, so we're here today. And we're talking about being better together. And I'm excited because one of the things that we wanted to do with this podcast is actually change the dynamic and the culture of the conversation we have as women about other women. Absolutely. And we wanted to change that narrative in a more positive outlook. And we want to also contribute, not just change the narrative, but live every day walking in that space where we are really better together. Woo. So whether you are, you know, doing your own thing or whether you're working in an environment with people, if you're in school, shout out to all of the women that are in school, you're in college, if you're going back and, you know, doing your thing, shout out to you. If you're just going to pick up a trade, shout out to you. And we're talking about celebrating all women from all walks of life, whether you're a boss, whether you're an employee, whether you're not even sure what you want to do yet, you're just hoping and praying that something works out. We're rooting for you as well. So all of you guys, we are truly here to celebrate all women all the time and uplift, inspire, and encourage us to be our best version of ourselves. And sometimes the best version of ourselves is just that. So today you may not be able to give a 10, but give a strong 8. And tomorrow you can give a strong 10. Absolutely. And then if the day after you only have a strong 5, give a strong 5, but be your best at all times and push past the actual energy that you may feel if you're not a 10. So what would help us actually be our best? So if I see my sister, she's walking with her head down up the street, I can walk and say, girl, your shoes are cute today. Pick your head up. You know, you're beautiful. Something to encourage and inspire her. Like Errineisha said, she wanted to pick me up. So anything that we can do to encourage, uplift, and inspire one another, that's what we want to be about. So let's talk about being better together. Why are we better together?
We are better together, I can say, because of moments like that. The fact that you're willing to give a pick-me-up, like you don't really even need to be told. It's more like if you see my head down or if I see your head down, you're like, sis, you good? Let's do A, B, C, D, or I not only do I like them shoes, I know you like ice cream. Let's go get some ice cream right now to make you feel a little better. I know you like chips. Let's go get some chips.
I love chips,
What kind of chips you want?
I love chips.
That part, if I'm not feeling my best, she gonna go give me a Snicker.
I do.
You know, like Snickers make everybody happy. I'm a Snicker loving girl.
She is.
Snick me up.
I hate chocolate though. That's funny. She loves Snickers and I love chips, but I hate chocolate, y'all.
To be honest, Snicker is not even my favorite candy, but it's something about it. It just does something for me when I eat it. Like, I don't know. But it's weird that it's not my favorite, but it just does something to me when I eat it. It's like a recharger.
It is.
It's like
literally, have you guys seen the Snicker commercial and the people are like literally angry and they say, have you had a Snicker? And so when she gets a Snicker, she turns into a beautiful butterfly. She blooms into this beautiful flower. She's so sweet and nice.
Yes.
So I try to keep a Snicker on standby so that she can stay happy.
How weak.
So that's part of being better together, right? Just knowing what to do when your sister is not feeling her best, being able to help in that capacity. So we chose this topic because we've had a journey, because we weren't always our best together. We weren't always putting forth our best when we came together. And so one of the things we wanted to talk about was, how do you, not only when you have differences, but how do you work together when you have differences? How do you work together when you have similarities? How do you work together when, and not just work together in business, but how can you communicate effectively and show love and all of those great things?
And how do you push past those stumbling blocks? Because it won't always be perfect. They're gonna have times when you really just don't want to be bothered with one another. When there's something in you that has nothing nice to say, you're gonna have those times. So what do you do in order to stay better together in the midst of those times as well?
Right. So with us right now, we know what to do when one of the other is feeling, down, or when one of the other is not feeling their best, right? So she know I'll get her a Snicker, or I'll crack a joke, or I'll tickle her, or she usually tries to pinch me or something crazy. But even if we're not in each other's presence, we usually know what to do, whether it's a song or whether it's a scripture. It's something that we can do. But how do you do that when you're at work with one of the people that are just like the meanest of the meanest, right? How do you do that when you're trying to communicate with someone who's not really trying to help as well?
And when you know that there's just no level of agreement, like the person doesn't even agree with your demeanor, they don't agree with the who that you are. How do you handle those people?
Right. So I know for me, when I'm trying to keep positive energy, keep positive vibes, keep peaceful atmospheres, I usually become what I want to see. So even if the person is, off or not having their best day, I may not know the person, but I can easily still compliment the person. I can still bring uplifting, encouraging words into the space. For example, at my former employer, I literally went to work one day and everyone was just gloomy. Like, the day was pretty, but everyone was just sad. And I don't know if it was because we couldn't go outside and we had to be in offices all day and people wanted to go outside and play. I'm not sure. But on my lunch break, I actually went to the store. I bought everyone some flowers and I came back and put flowers and vases on everyone's desk, right?
That's
so
cute.
that a gesture like that literally changed the atmosphere of the entire office, right?
Wow.
And so I had a better working environment when I did that, and it stayed there for like a week. So everybody had a good week after that.
Wow.
So something simple as that. But if you don't have, let's say you don't have the money to do something like that, then maybe put an encouraging note on someone's desk, or write something, a positive quote. Errineisha love quotes, and she's always using quotes to uplift and inspire. So put a quote on someone's desk on a sticky note or something, and let them know that it's gonna be okay.
I feel like I won't start writing my own like quotes, or like making my own like cards or something.
That's cute for you.
I'm really dope at that though.
So that's when you don't know someone, right? When you're like dealing with strangers. Even if you're walking up the street and you see a stranger, you can easily just encourage them or whatever. If you're at the park, at a festival, anything like that, you can do that. That's how we can be better together. Simple small things. Let's change the atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's not always easy to change the atmosphere.
Nope.
but the objective is to work and try to pursue, and then you conquer. That's just how life is.
Yes.
So a part of us wanting to put this podcast together, like we've mentioned before, is to do that for women. We see so many women that are in business that are doing really amazing things, not only just in business, women in life. Like, this is the season of the women and the season of the woman. Women are really doing it. Like, shout out to all our women. Like,
yes.
Come on. Like, y'all really doing it. And we wanted to just change the perspective of people in their perspective of women in business. Like, some people think that two women can't work together. Kind of like that saying for like the household. What is it? There's only one queen in the... How does it go?
I don't know.
There's only like one queen in the household. They say women can't live together. Only one queen is supposed to be in the household. It's kind of like that same thing. People have that same mindset these days that women can't work together. Women are catty. Women are petty. Women are emotionally unstable. So even though that may be true a little bit, but we as women still can set a different standard. We can empower other women to keep going. We can lend a helping hand with whatever businesses that we are around, or businesses that we know, just helping or trying to be a part of, supporting, purchasing whatever they're putting out. Even if you send something, even if you post their business online, any way that you can support. That's what we're doing right here. We want to encourage women to be of support and uplifting your sister. And yeah, just being supportive and uplifting your sister in every way that you can.
We talked about how we can support and uplift each other in that capacity. So let's talk about when you don't know someone, when you're like dealing with strangers. But let's talk about how you can support and uplift one another when you are in friendships and relationships, or associates with people. How can we be better together in that capacity?
For me, I think that was most of my struggle, because think about if you're the person who's always the encouragement, you're always uplifting, you're always lending a hand, and what do you do if it's one-sided? Since we're talking about being better together, what if you're in a place where you're putting out the effort to be better together, but it's just one-sided? How do you respond to that?
So I think we've all been in situations or relationships where friendships, because we're talking about women, just women being better together. We've all been in friendships where we have probably given more, volunteered more, shared more, or have just been the person who've kept the relationship together, right? Was the glue, right? And so whenever you stop communicating, whenever you stop trying to keep it together and pull it together, it fell apart. Or you may have been the person who always poured out and people constantly withdrew, knowledge, wisdom, information, or encouragement from you, and no one actually poured back into you, but everyone kept making withdrawals. So we have to be mindful to know who is around us, when they're around us, and what type of people they are in our lives. And that requires us as individuals to actually put people in certain positions. So sometimes we have people in, those top 3 positions, and they probably should be like in the top 10 or top 15 or something, right? So you just have to know where to place people in your life. And if you feel like everybody that's in your front row, that's on your front row, are constantly withdrawing and not making deposits, then they probably shouldn't be on your front row.
Absolutely,
because
not.
It's actually draining you. So we want to make sure that we're actually properly positioning people. So when you have people properly positioned, then you can be better together, because it won't be one-sided, it won't be lopsided. One person won't be constantly being poured into and the other person won't, constantly feel drained. So we're talking about being better together. We're talking about having both people in similar places in life where they can actually feed off of one another. That whole scripture that iron sharpens iron. We want to have iron sharpens iron. When one person is down, the other person can help, give a helping hand, and vice versa, right?
Absolutely.
So you're not someone who's always calling and needs something, but someone who can also contribute to you being your best self. And so we're talking about being better together. That's what we're talking about. So with our relationship specifically, we can talk about how we can share with you guys how although initially we had our bumps in the road, specifically like she said in the previous podcast, she did not like accountability. I'm the type of person, if you tell me you want to do something, then that's what it is. That's all I know. I don't know anything outside of what you told me you want to do. And so until that gets done, then I'm going to just stay on you about that. And of course, her being my younger cousin, I want the best for her. So she's telling me she wants to do certain things and pursue certain things in life and become certain, things in life. I'm going to make sure that she actually gets to that point. And so one of the reasons that we didn't get along was because of the accountability, and I'm very stern when it comes to that. When you are being better together, you have to have people around you that see the best in you. You have to have people around you that see who God has really called you to be and purposed you to be. And their job, if they're on your front row, is to make sure that you're being that you're actually contributing, your purpose is being fulfilled. You're actually walking out your visions, your plans, your dreams, and your goals, and you're doing it in a very healthy way. The people that's on your front row should actually encourage, inspire, uplift, and enhance your life. They should be the people that you're taking, when you're having a hard day, if you come and you plug into these people, they're supposed to give you like a B12 shot. They're supposed to bring you up, lift you up, and send you back out into the world, because God is speaking to them to encourage you and uplift you, make you laugh, cry with you, have fun with you, talk with you. But your supporters, they're supposed to be a support system for you as well. And so when she's telling me she wants to do great things, of course, I'm sitting here like, we're going to do the great things, and that's what we're going to do. And so that was one of the reasons that we weren't better together initially, because when she told me, she wasn't really serious about it at first. She was just kind of talking out loud about it. And so when she saw me really like saying A, B, C, D and putting structure and things in place, she started to, withdraw herself and kind of, step back and things like that. But over a period of time, as she began to, she randomly just was like, she wanted something different, basically. You could tell them about that.
I just thought about that. Like, I really had a major problem with accountability. I wouldn't want anybody to tell me what to do and how to do it, but it's like I wanted the help. So, I think this topic is even more profound than we even think, because you need people to be there to be able to pull you when you don't want to be pulled. You need somebody to take your hand when you don't want your hand to be held. Yeah. You need somebody to be there to push you into purpose.
Yes.
Right? Because think about it. If you're sitting around me, I have the potential in me. That there's so much more that I can do and that I can accomplish. And especially if you have the skills and the skill sets and the tools to be able to help me conquer and accomplish, and you're just sitting around me and not, then are we really better together?
Right. And so that goes back to how, and so we're not just better together in business, right? We're better together spiritually, personally. We're family, we're cousins, but in every aspect of our lives. So when we're talking about being better together, we also believe together. So while I have a background in law, which, I'm very disciplined. I like certain things to be in order and certain things done a certain type of way. She also has a huge her faith was bigger than mine. And so where I could only see what I could actually put on paper, she was able to believe in God for things that I was afraid to say out loud. So when we came together, one of the things that made us better together was her being willing to leap into places that I was afraid to leap into, and her consistently, encouraging me to reach for higher, to aim for more, to desire greater, because God said we can have greater, and not to limit ourselves to what we can put our hands to or what we can touch. Absolutely. But to actually believe God for the impossible. And so as we began to believe God for the bigger things together, we began to see, our strengths and weaknesses and our the way we complimented each other in what we did. And so that's what made us better together. So we prayed together, we fasted together, we built together, we worked together with business ventures. So it was all around just a better together experience for us.
And then it helps you if that's called being like-minded. Like, yes. You can't come in agreement with everybody. You have to come in agreement with the like-minded individual. Whatever you're pursuing, whatever you're aspiring to do, you have to have somebody who's inspiring and wanting the same thing. And even if they're not wanting the same thing, their drive is the same. Right. Like their push is the same. Their willingness to leap is the same. So you need somebody who's going to be able to push you and encourage you along the way, because in this walk and in this journey, it's so easy to be discouraged when things aren't going the way that you want it to go. Right. Because a lot of the times it's more of a want. You're like, I'm following God, I'm behind him, and whatever he says, it goes. But let's talk about the times when you have to wait. Right. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody to be able to be willing to not only wait with you, but keep you encouraged during the waiting. Yeah. That part is big. Yeah. Because there is a wait. Yeah. It is. There's a WEIGHT wait in the midst of the WAIT. Yeah. So what do you do in that time? You have to have somebody there to be able to encourage you, uplift you, and even inspire you. Yeah. Like, I like to be inspired by people that I'm around. And I thank God for allowing me to be inspired by this individual that I'm amongst at this time. My cousin, she has been a really great leader and an example, not only in like things of the world, but things of the spirit. She's like one of the most disciplined people that I've ever met in my life when it comes down to the spiritual things. Being able to say no and really mean it, and say yes and really going for it, or really just saying that don't look right and not doing it. You know, some people aren't as disciplined. We want to be spiritual, we want to say certain things, but you need somebody there to help you be better, who's like that, who's fully sold out to their commitment in being righteous. Right. So, I mean, I appreciate that. And that made me better. That helped me along my walk and getting my life in order with Christ. I've never been more sold out in my life. And it was because I had someone who came in agreement with what I desired. And my desire was to be pure, was to be better for God, to be better together with him. And he sent someone to help me to stay committed to what I wanted, like a real desire of my heart. So I'm going to try not to get emotional up in this thing right here. But that's really, really huge. Like, we say we want to be better together, but be better together with me in the great things. Be better together with me and my salvation. You know? Be better together with me, making sure I get to heaven. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get all deep and stuff like that, but that's serious. Be better together with me with things that matter, that actually last, that's actually good for my soul. Right. You know? So I appreciate that. And I appreciate knowing that I'm not in it alone. And I think that's the best part, is knowing that you don't have to be in it alone, right? And so if we are all striving to be our best every day, we don't have to be in it alone, because we're all going through something. It may not be the same thing, and we may not be trying to do the same thing, but we're still striving to be the best version of ourselves. And so that's what it's all about. And with social media it's hard for you to feel your best, because you're constantly seeing people, you know, have things like done in like what it appears to things are done like overnight, and no great success has been done overnight, like none. But the social media has this, I don't want to say it's a game or it's a show, because it's not, but it's not reality. And unfortunately, we use social media to dictate how we're going to do certain things and where we are in life. And we should not use social media to measure, or use, for that matter, we should not compare ourselves or compromise our values or morals or beliefs or even integrity because of what we see other people doing. Absolutely. She has a calling and a purpose on her life, and is different from the calling and purpose on my life. Sometimes
sometimes they may overlap, but who God has assigned to her and the things and the blessings God have assigned to her, they are just for her, and my blessings are just for me. And you have to get in a position where you know that without a shadow of a doubt. I think one of the great reasons why we work well together is because we already know who we are individually. Yeah. So there is no jealousy or no envy or no hate towards one another when it comes to us working together or pursuing what God has called us to pursue. And speaking of that, with social media, as you guys know, there has been a buzz going around because there's this phenomenal artist, this phenomenal woman who's just put out this great documentary, and this is what leads us to our Women Celebrate Women. So WCW, Dub Dub in her words, is Women Celebrating Women time. And if you watching, if you've in tune with social media or the internet, you've seen quotes, memes, just love and celebration around this phenomenal woman. And this is one of Errineisha's favorite people in the world. The queen herself. And she has she's just put out a documentary on Netflix, and it was truly inspirational. And I'll let Errineisha talk about it more.
We just want to do our WCW tribute to none other than the Queen Bee. We love Beyonce because she's so phenomenal in everything that she does. And we wanted to just shout her out. Not even that she needed a shout out, but it's always good just to celebrate her in every monumental moment that she has. She just constantly keeps setting the bar for us to be inspired. And I know some people look at it and they're like, oh, Beyonce can dance. Oh, Beyonce can sing. Oh, Beyonce's put on another performance. No, Beyonce has set the bar for all of our black women in life. She's letting you know that hard work pays off. Keep going, keep pushing in the midst of, don't worry about how you look, don't worry about how you feel. Get up and be your best. Just get up and be your best. Keep pushing. If you're not your best, keep pushing until you're your best. Keep pushing through keep pushing through your limits, because a lot of times we put limits on ourselves, and Beyonce has showed us that there's no reason to put a limit on yourself. Not if you're a mother of 3 kids, not if you're a wife, not if you're in school, not if you're jobless, homeless. Keep pushing the limits off. So I thank Beyonce for continuing to set the bar. This documentary was amazing. The culture, just everything in it, just such an inspiration she is. And I just wanted to shout her out and just say, Beyonce, keep doing what you're doing. Like, you're phenomenal. We see you. We love you. We're not only listening and buying, we are inspired to do better and go harder. If you're getting up and putting those hours in, we can do the same, because we believe that putting in those hours give you a magnificent result. So thank you. Thank you.
So, I literally was inspired when I saw the documentary, because I wouldn't consider myself a fan because I don't have all of her music. She's
not a part of the Beehive.
I'm not a part of the Beehive, but I do listen to her music, but I don't have every album like, I know a lot of other people have. But I do listen to her music. And so when I watched the documentary, it gave great insight to her hard work, her dedication, and her discipline. And I think as millennials, we forget that it requires hard work, dedication, and discipline to be Queen Bee. Oftentimes we see her and we say it's Beyonce. She has all this money. She has all this talent. She can just get out there and do it. But even with all of the money, even with all of the talent, she showed how she put months and months and months of work just for one performance, right? She put all of this time, energy, money, and resources in one performance. So imagine how, if she went that hard for one performance, how hard should we be going every single day to just show up, And I love that part about it, is that she showed the world that it requires a lot of work to be who she is. And one of the other things that I admired about her is just the representation. She wanted to actually show that, in her words, she said, I'm a girl from the country. Like, I think she said, I'm a country girl, and I was able to get here and do this, and that's what I did it so that everyone else can see, if I can do it, surely you can do it too. And so that should be inspiration for everyone to know that you can reach for the stars. You should be your best all the time. Absolutely. And put your best foot forward. And as a black woman in society, and as a black woman in the world, where there are conversations happening about other women getting paid more than her for different positions and different opportunities, she still allowed the opportunity. That's our alarm, and that's so we've been praying every hour on the hour. We've been fasting and praying every hour on the hour for different things in our lives, and so that's what that is, you guys. So we'll pray after we finish this and wrap this up. But Beyonce, like I was saying, you know, the representation of showing how, in spite of, you know, still fighting through certain levels of equality with pay, you know, it's still an issue today. But in spite of that being an issue, she still put her best foot forward. She still gave her the best version of herself. She didn't stop that from allowing her to do what she was called to do. If God gave you an idea, if you have a vision, a purpose, or a plan, you should pursue it. Yeah. So our Women Celebrate Women moment definitely goes out to none other than
Queen Bee.
She's phenomenal, y'all. She's phenomenal. So we're gonna
end with this quote, guys, because I normally start with the quotes, but for some reason, we just got ahead of ourselves. We were so excited about what's going forth. It's amazing when you get to talk about being better together, and you're not only talking about it, you're really living it.
Yes.
That part. Let's live out what we talk about. Let's not just talk. Let's live it out. So in that being said, I just wanted to end with our quote of the day. So this quote came to me the other day, but I just thought it would be so profound for today. Right? It says, you pervert your purpose through pettiness. Your growth has nothing to do with them. Always remember, revenge poisons your healing process. So when I read that, I was just like, okay, revenge poisons your healing process. That kind of is like, if you're in a place, say if somebody like really hurt you, right? And you weren't feeling it, like they just really hurt you and you really didn't even do anything. I'm actually going through something like that now, actually. Somebody really hurts you and everything in you is saying, you gotta get them back. You gotta make them feel this too. You gotta make them hurt too. Everything in you is saying that, right? But this quote is telling you those thoughts that you have in your mind of revenge is poisoning your healing process. When you're going through something, you want to be healed. You don't want to have those thoughts. You don't want to have that pain. You don't want to have those feelings. But the revenge that you have in your mind is causing a delay of that healing process that you're looking for. So I just wanted to send that encouragement to somebody today. You don't have to get back at them, sis. You ain't gotta call them up and say nothing dirty. You ain't gotta even flat nobody's tires. You ain't gotta talk and gossip about your other sister. Revenge is poison.
Yes.
To your purpose.
Yes.
Revenge is poison to your purpose. So, and I'm sorry, it's poison to your healing process. So if you want your healing process to go forth and you want a speedy recovery, don't send that text. Don't pick up that phone. Don't talk about your sister and stop dragging for your brother in the name of Jesus.
So that's our being better together, guys. So one more time, help your sister, encourage your sister, support and inspire your sister. And in order for you to know that you're better together, you're going to see fruit from those relationships. So continue to allow yourself to inspire people and love on people so that you can get that same fruit and energy back.
This has been Better Together, guys. Bye.
Stay tuned and subscribe.